Good morning. Today is day 27 of losing 60 pounds. Today weighed in at 272.8, starting at 285 28 days ago, making good progress. First thing I try and do every morning is stand in the sun. Helps reset the circadian rhythm, wake me up, feels good on the skin. And I just say thanks because I'm truly blessed to just see another day, see another morning. I think just getting back into lifting is really helping how my body's feeling, but also looking and noticing a lot more muscle definition and just better water placement throughout my body. Apple cider vinegar, creatine, Baja Gold sea salt. In this meal, we have 2 whole eggs, a Dave's Killer Bagel with 2 tablespoons of cream cheese, and then 7 strips of turkey bacon. This meal is 805 calories, 68 grams of protein, 49 grams of carbs, and 36 grams of fat. Body is fed and fueled and ready to head off to the favorite place in the world, the gym. Starting off with some external, internal banded rotations for the rotator cuffs, loosening up the shoulders, and just getting ready for this upper body day. I like the bands because it just keeps constant tension in and out. The first lift is going to be some lat pull downs. The wide grip mag bar, if you guys ever get your hands on a mag bar, they're my favorite attachments for back, both horizontal and vertical pulling. And I try and get this full extension of the lats on every rep. I think it's just a lot of things that bodybuilders teach are the range of motion, and I think it's really helped with my lat growth over the years. You can see them poking out when it comes up, but I did 4 sets of 8 reps on this, and then I moved on to chest. Sorry for the angle. With 90-pound dumbbells on this final set, I switched between alternating single arm to dual. So single arm, and then both arms at one time. I did 4 sets of 8 reps on this. For the shoulders, I did a single arm lateral raise on the cable. It's like the stretch that I get across when I'm coming down, and I try and just use a pump. I'm focusing on lifting my elbow instead of my hand, and it finds that I get less trap activation. Then for my second back exercise, I did a horizontal row. I like the individual handles over the stuck one piece close grip attachment, so I can spread the cables apart as I pull it close to me. I just get a way better contraction on my back. I did 4 sets of 8 heavy reps on this, and I realized at this point in the workout that I am hitting a fat wall. This is one of those times where, normally I could make the decision of cutting the workout early, but I had to lock in mentally and really choose who I wanted to be today. And it sounds cringe, but it is something that I battle with that I think is very important to overcome, doing something that you don't want to do. Next thing I did was a pec deck chest fly. I did 4 sets of 15 reps, and I focus on stalling the hands at the top of the rep and trying to touch my elbows together, literally trying to touch them, and I feel like I get a better contraction of the chest, pecs, every single time I do that. For the final shoulder exercise, I did a half kneeling landmine single arm press. I love this exercise. I feel like I get a better front delt activation than just actually a vertical press literally over my head. This one's more of an angle, but I love this exercise. I did 15 reps on each arm, and I did 3 sets, and it's just a really good burner. You can also go really heavy on this, and I feel like it doesn't have as much impact in a negative way on the shoulder joint. Worked out for 60 minutes, and I burned 697 calories, and since it was a little bit warmer out today, I went for an outdoor walk with the love of my life at a local park. and just enjoyed the outdoor weather. And it was more of a mental reset than physical activation, but I still did 30 minutes. And with an average heart rate of 100 beats, I burned 283 calories total. Time to go home and refill the electrolytes and some of the carbohydrate stores with the classic banana. Ice for her, and room temp for me as always. And I just thought about filming this that I should probably use filtered water for the ice because it just literally just melts into the water. But yeah, something I need to do. Time to just sip some water, recover, and make sure to clean up. But I had to stop by the Little Princess to make sure the banana is safe and accessible to eat. If you guys aren't cat people, just leave now. They're the best thing I think to ever cross this earth. They're like little mini tigers. But refueling the carbohydrate source, and then going to hop into the shower. Now, every time I shower, this is kind of the routine that I make sure I go on after this, obviously deodorant, but I wanted to touch on something that I think is super important, and that is facial moisturizer. Now I use a SPF one and about 3 to 4 squirts of like CeraVe 50 SPF, and just to cover the face. I think it's a huge factor on why my skin feels and looks clear, and I don't have any like sunspots or anything. And I lived in Florida for a couple years, so I would definitely check it out. I hear these things about not putting stuff in your ears, but damn, it just feels so good. Set the mood right with the lighting, and then I just need to lock in for a little bit and get some work done. Thankfully, I can just do it straight on my laptop. Yesterday, I had that meal prep with the turkey and rice and had like extreme brain fog and just a lot of, digestion issues with it. So today I'm going to make something a little cleaner instead of just folding for that. Starting off with some baby potatoes, just slicing them into fourths after I preheat the oven to 425. And these just go into a little bowl and get spiced up with some black pepper. I also do some salt, and then I also season them with a little bit of garlic powder and some of that Italian seasoning, but sometimes not because it burns in the oven. But I just make sure to do some avocado spray. Tin foil on 2 trays, and then these puppies are getting placed in the oven for 30 minutes on 425. And then the last 5 minutes, I put it on a high broil just so they get really crispy. For the protein, I'm rocking with some chicken breast. After dicing off all the ugly pieces, they just get seasoned with some smoked paprika, salt, pepper, make it really easy. And then I toss them into the air fryer. Air fryer, if you don't have it, is something that makes life so much easier. I can just put these in there, 400 for 10 minutes, flip them, and then cook them for another 8 minutes. On the green side, for fiber and good smelling urine, I am doing asparagus. Asparagus is super easy. Just chop off the ends, put them in a pan, coat them with some avocado oil, salt, pepper, and just cook them on low. They cook really fast, and so it's easy to time up. And then for tomorrow's success, it starts with playing today. So I get the morning drinks ready with some Baja Gold sea salt, creatine, and then apple cider vinegar for the digestion. And also it helps with the first meal of the day. It kind of delays the carb source so it doesn't like make my body spaz out. But apple cider vinegar is something I've been doing for years. You guys should definitely check into looking into it in your routine. The lemon candle makes this place not smell like a morgue. And the final meal was 10 ounces of chicken breast with 7 ounces of the baby potatoes, and then about 15 pieces of asparagus. And then I got hungry pretty quickly, so I was chewing on a beef stick. These things are low calories. It's only 80 calories, 8 grams of protein. It's not bagel protein, but still.
Hi, this is Mr. Dustin. How can I help you?
Hi, I was wondering what flavors you have tonight.
We have sweet juicy peach, Dole Whip, no sugar, berry vanilla, caramel macchiato, chocolate, vanilla, original tart, and cookies and cream, and peanut butter and cake batter. Hello?
EJ, what the f*** is that? The f*** is that?
All my friends are still on the East Coast, so one of my favorite times of the day is just honestly logging in Discord and playing some video games with some of my friends. But now it's time to eat my final meal for dinner. Just say thanks for the day, and honestly, just being able to do this every single day is such a blessing. But the final meal is going to be some chicken teriyaki, some broccoli, and some white rice with some honey sesame chicken for dinner. And I closed out at 245 grams of protein and hit my carb goals, hit my fat goals at 64 on the dot. And my final caloric intake for today was 2457. 2,457 calories, which means I'm right on the mark, and I even tracked down to everything. Finish out the night with editing this and some gaming with friends, and I just want to thank you all for making it this far in the video and just supporting me on this journey and seeing you guys on yours. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.